checkoff leaders from across the country gathered recently for their joint annual meeting with the National Milk Producers Federation. More than 750 dairy farmers and industry representatives attended the meeting just outside of Denver.
It's an exciting time in dairy. More than ever though, the checkoff is working for us. Even though times are good, they're staying laser focused on the goal of increasing our sales for us farmers. It's a great meeting if you have the opportunity to attend, absolutely. And then we should all be proud of these many people working so very hard for us.
Dairy Management Inc. CEO Barbara O'Brien shared how the checkoff is modernizing its strategy with a fresh organizational structure and a new 3-year plan and budget that is based on the ability to adapt to marketplace opportunities.
Our job as leaders is to make sure we are anticipating and navigating the spectrum of challenges that we're facing, and that we remain agile every day in how we approach the work we're doing on your behalf as we go to the marketplace with milk and milk marketing.
O'Brien said the state of U.S. dairy is strong and used data points to support her claim, including recent USDA per capita consumption totals of 667 pounds, a 15-pound increase from 2019. She also highlighted continued success through the checkoff-funded U.S. Dairy Export Council, which has helped drive about 18% of U.S. milk production into the international marketplace.
U.S. dairy, in fact, in my mind, is a powerhouse. Just consider some of the numbers and look at dairy consumption at historic highs. 96% of U.S. households have dairy products in some form. Almost every household in this country contains dairy. Customers and consumers around the world are voting with their dollars. They are voting to include dairy foods and beverages on their menus as a key ingredient in their products and in their homes.
O'Brien touched on some highlights from 2022, including a new 5-year collaboration with the Mayo Clinic, designed to explore research and consumer outreach efforts to improve public health and advance dairy's benefits.
We're working with some of Mayo's more than 6,000 experts and physicians, scientists, to conduct research, validating our existing work, looking at milk fat and chronic disease benefits, exploring new claim opportunities around immunity and calm and energy and digestion. And as one of the most trusted health institutions in the world, we're also working with Mayo to help set the record straight. Set the record straight on some of those long-time dairy myths, and to help advance people's understanding of the role dairy can play and the benefits it brings to their diet overall.
O'Brien referenced how dairy checkoff food service partners delivered more than 1 billion additional pounds in volume sales growth. Taco Bell continued to profile dairy on its menu with a line of freeze products that use real dairy creamer, and relaunched the grilled cheese burrito, products created by dairy checkoff food scientists. She also announced a new checkoff partnership with Raising Cane's, which will address growth opportunities for chicken and cheese in the food service channel.
It's a scrappy Gen Z favorite and one of the fastest growing in the segment overall. And we know that dairy is underdeveloped in the majority of this segment, with only 20%, take this in, 20% of the 2 billion chicken sandwiches served annually have cheese on them. So enormous upside when we look at 80% of burgers being served with cheese. So very excited about what this partnership can bring.
The checkoff also continued its push in 2022 to reach the critical Gen Z audience in creative ways, such as evolving its Undeniably Dairy campaign and working with social media influencers, which sparked the butterboard craze earlier this year.
We've expanded our strategy over the past couple of years to bring families and young people factual information about dairy in ways that fits into today's digital, high entertainment culture.
Warden also said the checkoff is again working with gaming and YouTube icon Mr. Beast, who has more than 100 million followers. He recently launched a contest that includes his observations of dairy farmers' environmental stewardship based on a visit he made to a farm.
The #1 top video on all of YouTube the day that it was launched, and has well over 6 million views and counting. And this is an example of how we are telling your story in a way that breaks through to this next generation.
Another checkoff leader, DMI's Paul Zimniski, provided updates on how the checkoff is leading efforts to grow fluid milk sales, especially in an era where more non-dairy alternatives are being introduced into the marketplace.
We have to be bold and we have to be disruptive as we look to the future. And how we do that is with, I'll call it powerful partners that bring disruptive innovation, that bring scale. They have significant consumer reach and, most importantly, significant investment they can put behind it.
Zimniski provided an update on checkoff efforts with fluid milk companies that is leading to more innovation and marketing investment.
Investment in infrastructure, the last count was $1 billion, but I think by the end of this year, we'll probably be over $2 billion investment in infrastructure and plants across the USA that can deliver more modern benefits, features, and improved packaging from where we were.
Dairy farmers from across the country attending the meeting said they each took something away from the presentations they heard.
Some of the work that's being done by our partners, such as like Domino's, expanding, more globally, continuing that is exciting. The new partnership with Raising Cane's and the potential in chicken, that's very interesting. There's so many ways that dairy can be used, and I see the opportunities, the innovations, the doors of innovation continuing to open.
I have a 14-year-old grandson, and he's involved in Minecraft, and he has actually told me, how Mr. Beast is doing it and how excited he is. Since my grandson lives on the farm, that has been super exciting for him, and he's been able to share that with his friends. So that's how we're doing it, is, reaching the kids where they're at, and it's so important to go where they're at. You just can't preach to kids and expect them to believe everything you say. They believe these influencers. So Mr. Beast is very valuable to us.
I now understand that we're in a global marketplace, because 25 years ago, it is like, who needs exports, who wants it? And now it is like 18% of our dairy products are going to exports. And that is a consistent market, and also that market is growing.
Not just Barb, but the whole staff. It's very comforting to see a lot of the excitement and their interest in what we're doing, and their passion. It's really good stuff. And these checkoff dollars, we have such limited dollars that they can work with, but they're really maximizing, I think, what we have. These partnerships with McDonald's and the different national brands. It's really paying off in a lot of ways. And
I would say the best thing for me is understanding where our checkoff dollars go, understanding that checkoff works, okay? And that it is an investment for a dairy farmer, that we are getting a very good return on that investment. So I think that is what I feel confident about. If anyone asks me anything about checkoff, is I can answer that in an educated way.